सर सारे फोन से कर रहे हैं।
Hello everyone. My name is Saurabh. We have already had a webinar before, and yep. So today we have another people who would be joining us, and we will be starting the live session in a while. So yeah, and in case you want to ask anything, please send me a message so I can help you out with things and I think about all the aviation. Yeah. So we are getting a lot of questions about lot of things and jet recruitment. All right. So we will be starting all the question and answers in a while. And yeah. So we have a question from Raj that how many years you can become a captain? Yeah. So I would like to tell you about all the things that once you are done with your commercial pilot training, the next step is to go for your ATPL exams, which is your airline transport pilot exams, and in that you have to clear your written and oral as well. And yeah, the DGCA papers are conducted every 3 months, so which is right now in the month of September most probably. And yeah, so you can give your exam, and there would be consisting of a lot of things. Hi, how are you?
Hi, sir. I'm good. How are you, sir?
I am absolutely great. How's your day going? Can you hear me, Nihal?
Yeah. Sir, hello.
Yes, I can hear you. I think the video is paused.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, first of all, hi, sir. And sir, I had a lot of queries regarding this aviation sector. And first of all, I really wanted to know that there are a lot of people in my followers who are really interested into aviation. And when we consider aviation, pilot is the first thing that comes into our mind. So, sir, what is it like to be a pilot? First of all, how would you describe your experience about of being a pilot?
The thing is, Nihal, see, everybody have their own dreams, and everybody have their own perception of why they want to become a pilot. So yeah, if you ask about my experience, because being in the childhood, everybody has a dream that they want to do this and they don't want to do that. So even me, because I belong from a small town and I always see, the aircraft flying over my head, even helicopters and choppers. So yes, that actually inspires me about like how do they fly and what the things they do. Okay, so everybody has their own story. So, but I was not able to because in our hometown, because the small hometown, so there we were not able to get much of the knowledge about aspiring, and we don't have anyone in our field, especially me, okay, who is a pilot. So yes, the journey started. We inquire like all the people, everybody as a student, if they the family or the people they don't belong to the aviation field, so they just search in the Google, they gather more information. So that's it how I started. But yes, with time, with experience, I like this training. I like the job. This is something different from the other sectors. So this is how it started, and yes, now after so many years, so here when I look back, okay, so things are really, good, and I will definitely inspire all the upcoming aspiring pilots to join this field for the reason because there is a probability that you will be in the airlines. So many people as a pilot you used to travel. Yes, there is work, there is stress, but also that there is a fun. Okay, you don't have a 10 to 5 job. It is like, and who don't want to have a office at 30,000 feet? So yes, there are like, different perception about all the things. Anyway, do you have any other question, Nihal?
Yeah, definitely, sir. I would want to know, sir, that a lot of people don't know about how do you get your commercial pilot license. So, what is the exact procedure and how should we go about it? Because there's a lot of information on Google, and so we can't rely on Google because some of it is right and some of it is not right. So, what to rely on and how to go about it? What is the correct way to start my process of actually becoming a commercial pilot license holder? So, how would you advise us and our followers to actually go about it if anyone is interested?
See, first, if I tell you about what are the procedures first, there are actually the things which I think most of the people have also find it from Google or from any aviation website. But the general procedure is that you start your journey with a class 2 medical. That is from a DGCA approved doctor. When I say DGCA, that is Director General of Civil Aviation, which is the aviation authority body in India. Okay. Once you are done with your class 2 medical with any approved doctor, then you also go for your class 1 medical, which is renewed every 1 year. Alright. So these are the basic informations, and apart from that, the CPL training is divided into two parts. One is your ground training and one is your flying training. I'm telling in a very simple terms, especially for your followers. So the ground training basically consists of a couple of subjects, okay, which are, I will not tell you in detail, but yes, this is one of the aviation meteorology, aviation regulations, navigation. Navigation is all about instrument and how you fly, which is, I believe, is one of the most important subjects as a pilot. And you have aviation technical general. So technical general is all about the engine and parts and how the reactions of the air. And last is the technical specific, which basically depending on what flying school you will choose for your flying. Okay, so that one is you have to choose for yourself and you give the paper of a specific, which is known as technical specific. Now, apart from that, there is another paper which is known as radio telephony, which is being conducted by WPC. So WPC is Wireless Planning and Coordination Wing, which is the mother body. I hope you have seen and the followers also that many students and many pilots they wear headphones while they are commuting. Like
Yes,
it's
sir. Yes,
basically
sir.
for communication. So yes, you have that kind of test, which is also further divided into your transmission, where you have to speak, and your orals. All right. So this is one side of the thing where you clear all your papers, and another is as per the Indian DGCA, if we call about. So you have to do 200 hours of flying. So once your papers are completed, your medical is done, and your flying is done. Okay, so you get a commercial pilot license. Now the other factor for this is, which I forget to tell, is these papers are conducted, the ground papers or the DGCA papers are technically conducted every 3 months. So basically in a year you get 4 attempts. Alright. But yes, due to COVID there are terms like hard terms right now. So there are like in the duration, like the 3 months duration of the papers, it has been not aligned. And you also, for giving the papers, need a computer number. Computer number, when I say, it's basically a roll number for any pilot, which remains for the rest of the life. So whenever if any student or any pilot is giving the paper, they have to get their computer number to apply for the exams. So yes, these are some few things. And yes, when you say about people search in, because right now there is a social media, there are a lot of awareness about all these things. And yes, there are some are good, some are bad, some can give false information as well. So if you take my suggestion, the first thing, because DGCA has its own website, if you want to go there, because they have their government website where all the criterias are written, that what are the things you would be finding out, because that would not be a false information in any case, because that is the government
Yes.
website where you will be
Yes.
getting
Yes.
it. Apart from that, yes, there might be people around you who might belong from aviation in any way, so they can also help you out. And social media, there are many groups, like as we are discussing right now. Also, you have a lot of followers, so you are also a pilot, right? So there is awareness that through you, there are a lot of people who are also knowing that what are the things which has to be done. Anyway, Nihal, also I just want to also ask you that can you tell me about your experience as well? Because everybody have their own experience. I told you about mine. I also I'm interested to know about your experience also. So where did you see your flight?
Uh,
And, what was your experience in your CPL time? Can you share about
okay.
it, please?
Yeah, sir, I've completed my flying from Indira Gandhi Rashtriya Udan Academy, and sir, I completed it last year. Since then, it's been a tough ride because things are not perfectly aligned in aviation sector right now. But I'm working with one of the institutes, and it's been a great experience for me as well. Sir, aviation is something which is not very, aviation is something which is people think that it's not a very, it's a profession where you can't get yourself into because बहुत सारे false information है and लोगों को लगता है something which is very hyped up. Reality ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. My experience has been very nice. Flying is something which is very close to my heart, and flying is something which makes us feel, which made me understand a lot about myself and how I should improve to be a better pilot, because at the end piloting is all about controlling something, and how good pilot can I be if I can't control myself from certain things.
All right, that's really nice. So I am getting a question from Neha. Okay, so she is saying about that there are many people who, like rob or they give false information in the form of training. So I would like to answer Neha also that yes, there are good academies and there are bad academies as well. It can never be the way that it would be all bad or all good. All right. So this question I would like to answer that if you are really interested to become a pilot, and of course everybody do a self study about the things they have, and you should also check us, or you any academy are visiting, you can check the accessibility in India. There might be a lot of things which you will be seeing over there about the directorship, about the PIN number, about the CIN number. These are all registered work. Okay. So this is the thing. Anyway, Nihal, so do you have any questions from your followers as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, one of my followers, Dia, wants to ask this question to you, that if there are any height requirements for becoming a pilot.
Yes, I would like to answer this. Generally, for the CPL, okay, as if we talk about CPL, the height when in the it is written in the in the DGCA car as well. Okay, but it changes from time to time. For the girls, if I tell you in centimeters, it is 147. Okay, and for the boys, it is 154. Okay, but these things are not constant. It can be changed. Okay, so if I say in height, so that would be around 5 feet for the girls and around 5 to 3 inches for the guys. But the airlines also have their requirement as well, because for according to them as well, they have a lot of people. Okay, so they have their own criteria for the height, that the girl or the female or the male who are aspiring pilots, so they should have a specific height. All right. So this depends, and there is one more person which name is Abhish Selva. So he is asking what's an update on Jet Airways. So see, Abhish, I will tell you. Here there are, like there are a lot of things which are going on. If you ask about Akasa as well, or even about Jet Airways, so all these airlines are about to come and set up. That's the most depending on the COVID situation as well. So yes, and there is one more person whose name is Dhavan Pratham. Okay, so hi Dhavan. Your question is, sir, what is the first step after your 12th class? So I'll tell you, even in the 12th, you need a science background with physics and maths. That's the mandatory requirement in the DGCA generally. So if you, even if you don't have, what do you call it? Even if you don't have like science background in your 12th standard, you can still, apply from an open board, which is NIOS or any, any like state government state board, and you can apply for this paper, and then you have to do your medicals as I discussed earlier. Okay, your medicals and all those things, which we would be assisting you. Age of 30, Akshay, I would like to tell you about that. It is not like this thing that generally in the airlines, if I tell you, the age requirement for a fresher is around 35. That fresher should not be more than 35. There are some airlines like Air India where they say that they can accept, they have that relaxation of the age depending on what you are doing. So yes, you can. There are many people, but I would suggest you that you should go for a cadet program in that case, because the cadet program is basically the airline take a test, which the limit generally is 30 years. Okay, and you have a job assurity if your pocket allows. So I would suggest you to go there. Otherwise, still there is not a problem. But yes, there would be any, a time bonding thing that okay, you are already 30 and you have to do your thing. It would be taking around 2 years time. So yes, and there is one more person, Neha. So she is asking me, can you please tell about how to overcome your nervousness and how to make your English fluent? So Neha, I would like to, this is a very basic question. See, everybody, whenever you are giving an exam or any paper, everybody feel nervous. But yes, you have to overcome your nervousness, because being in the aviation, you are encountering a lot of people, a lot of passengers, a lot of colleagues, and a lot of people every day you will be encountering. So you have to, be representable, you have to talk, right? So in that case, you just have to, make yourself the nervousness, you have to let it go. And depending on how to make your English fluent, there are, Neha, many people, okay, and many institutes, and even us, because this is a criteria, because English is a universal language. Whenever being a pilot you fly, okay, so you have a lot of, English is one thing which you should be able to understand, and you have to talk. So there are academies and coaching academies which will help you out with your English. Okay, so next question is from Tufa. Sir, how many years does it take to get CPL? Tufa, let me tell you this in a very brief way, that it depends on person to person, because this is not like a graduation course where you would be doing, every like a 3 semester or 4 semester thing. That would always be like the hurdles. So it depends on upon your flying school, that where you fly, and where you are doing a ground training, how many attempts you take to clear your papers. So depending on that, but for an average, if I tell you, generally every student, they take around 1.5 to 2 years time to, complete their training. Okay. Now there is one more question from Akshay. US, Canada, or South Africa for pilot training? Akshay, I would like to again tell you that if you're planning to do your flying from abroad, you can do it from US, you can do it from Canada, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, Argentina. It depends, but maximum people, they go to US and Canada and even South Africa. The only thing what you have to consider is that, according to me, it's always better to, fly not in an aerodrome but properly in an airport, because that there you will be learning a lot of things. Now, if your pocket allows, the one of the largest hub for especially the Indian students is US. Okay, because Canada is technically a little colder area, so there are like issues with the weather. So in that case, what I will suggest you that, and yes, if you go for South Africa, the price is a little cheap. The reason behind it is, if you say US, you might be, but it will come with everything around 45 lakhs, around 40 to 45. If you do the same thing in South Africa, it might go less. So, Nihal, hi, how are you back?
Yeah, yes, I'm back. Sorry for the inconvenience. Net was not working properly.
No
So,
problem. No problem.
yeah, sir, one thing I really wanted to ask, like one of my few followers asked that if someone is working as a cabin crew, can they become a pilot?
Yes, definitely, Nihal. Even the cabin crew, even whatever field you have, yes, something is there which is known as the age criteria as well. Generally, it is 30 years, okay, depending on airlines to airline, 30 to 35 years. But even if you are cabin crew, and because many cabin crew are there who are also my friends as well, so being a cabin crew and being a pilot are two different professions altogether. But yes, they work as a team in an aircraft. So many people who wants to do their like who are already a cabin crew, they can also do their pilot training even without skipping their flying. If they are on the roll on the job and they want to complete their ground training, which I already mentioned. So yes, you can also we provide shifting schedules for the people who are working. Doesn't matter it's a cabin crew, but yes, when you come for your training, you definitely have to leave the job for a bigger picture. All right. So there is one more person, Sakshi Birane. Okay. So Sakshi question is that what is the fees of the CPL? So in that case, whole course pilot fees. So I would like to tell you Sakshi that it basically depends on the flying school and also which place you want to do your flying. So if I want to tell you an average range, it can cost you between 25 to 50 lakhs depending on you are going for, if in India you are going for a government flying school where there are lessons and every school have their own pros and cons at the end of the day. So, but if you just say about the varying cost, yes, around 25 to 50 lakhs you can expect depending on your budget where you want to join. And yeah, so
So,
there is,
one
yeah.
more, few more questions are there. Sir, few people want to know if there is a job guarantee after getting your CPL. And sir, one specific question is there. One mother is asking that her son had an elbow surgery for his childhood. So, will he be eligible to be a pilot? So, such queries are there where someone has gone through some surgery or some changes medically. So,
Yeah.
in that case also, sir, will it hamper their pilot training process, or is there anything which is there of that sort? If you can help us with.
Actually, I'm not the right person to tell you about that. What kind of surgery and what kind of problems are there? The doctor would be the best judge who can tell us better. But yes, being that if you have any minor things, let's say for underweight, overweight, or even if for your eyes, if you have some things, it can be rectified. But if you are having a major problem, okay, so that thing has to be consulted to the doctor, especially to a DGC doctor before doing all those. So if your elbow injury is too much and you are not being able to fit or approved by the doctor or cleared by the doctor, so yes, in that case we cannot do it. So it depends.
And so, many people want to know if there is any sort of job guarantee after.
Can you tell me one more time? I was not able to hear you, Nihal.
Yeah, sir, few of my followers want to know if there is any job guarantee after getting your CPL.
All right. So I would like to answer this. There is no job guarantee in this field or any field. Okay. Job guarantee means that yes, there are like if I will divide it into two parts as of the present scenario. That there is a cadet program and there is a conventional program. When I say cadet program, three airlines in India, which is Indigo, SpiceJet, and AirAsia, they are the one who are hiring cadets. So when I say cadets, they have to undergo a test, and if they successfully complete it, so you have a job assurance, not a guarantee but an assurance, because there are certain protocols even there which you have to follow to be fit for the job. But even if you are not a cadet program and you are doing a normal CPL, I think everybody is hearing the news about new airlines coming up, which is Jet Airways, Akasa, and even if we talk about Indigo and SpiceJet, they are also bringing more planes. So competition is everywhere. But yes, if you want to compare the competition, like let's say for example in a government sector, the competition is too much. Like the applications come in, millions, and you have like few hundred or few thousand jobs available. So yes, even here there is a competition. But if you compare just for the information, right now, as per my knowledge, around 18,000 CPL licenses have been issued, which is very less compared to any engineering sector or any, doctor or medical sector, any sector if you talk about. And only many are also already working as a pilot. So yes, there are like very good chances if you have the thing in you, you have to clear your papers and you will get a selection. I think, is it clear?
Yeah, and sir, last question is, sir, what can you tell us more about your institute, which is Nexus Aviation, and in what do all your institute will teach, and so what are the specifications that Nexus Aviation covers?
Okay, so basically, Nexus Aviation is located in Dwarka Sector 7. And as of the moment, we are providing ground training, okay, which will be completing all your, ground subjects about what we have discussed earlier, all the DGCA papers. Apart from that, we also deal with simulators, okay. So the simulators, when I say that many people who have already done their commercial pilot license training and when they go for their airline interviews or airline exams, so you have a different scope of teaching for the airline preparations, which we call it. So we do all the things which is including of even skill test as well. So we make them practice apart from their theoretical knowledge, and we also prepare for the interview. All right. Apart from that, we also deal with for the after your CPL, there is a thing which is for the captain's paper, which is known as ATPL, Airline Transport Pilot License. All right. So we also prepare for that as of the moment, and in the future, you never know because we have different plans for different students. And one more thing, which I believe that we differ from other academies because there are many. There are many good academies. But what we do is that our ratio of the student to instructor is only 5. Okay, so 1:5. So we don't take more than 5 people in a batch. The reason being, if we have 20 to 30 people in one batch, it's hard for the students and it's hard for the instructor as well. And here we are not doing a school kind of thing that or a teacher. What's the difference between a teacher and an instructor, Nihal?
Sir, I was not able to hear you. What was the question?
My question is that being an instructor and being a teacher, there is a difference. And the difference is that the instructor is to guide you in every part. Okay. So here, being an instructor, what we are aiming for, not to, there is a two things which is known as quality and quantity. So we are always dealing with the quality of the flying because being a pilot is not like that you would be selected because this is a skillful job and you need skill for that. So we always aim for that we should always go for the skill and then develop the skills even before they go for their flying training anywhere. So for that reason, we have a small simulator setup as well, where even with our ground training, we also provide them a simulator training. All right. So what does it do? It shapes the student to or not only, there is a difference between teaching over the board and teach and what you are doing practically. So what we do is, and it's for free for our students, that what we do is whenever our students join us, and especially here there are a lot of things which you should know practically. So we also give them a free simulator session as well, so that can be much more, strong. The ground and the roots of the aviation are strong in their heads. So that would help them in the future, especially when they are coming up for their airline exams or even for going for their flying. So yes, there are so many things when I believe that there should be, like any people who want, because I cannot answer all the questions. There are a lot of queries right now. So I would suggest them that they can search in the Google as well about our academy. And if they have any queries, you can personally visit us or you can call us. So we would be able to guide you better. So yeah, that's it. Any more questions, Nihal?
Yeah, it was great talking to you, sir. Have a great day.
All right, Nihal, you too. I hope to see you soon again. All right.
Yeah, sure, sir. You too, sir. Bye.
Bye bye. Yeah, so this was Nihal with us, and I would like to, before going, I would like to answer some few questions. That is there a compulsory need for the graduation? As of the moment, it's on the rule that maybe in future there would be graduation required, but as of the moment there is only 12th. And there are like few more questions. Is the quality of training in South Africa as good as US, Canada? This is again asked by Akshay. So I would like to tell you that it depends. It depends on flying school to flying school, depending on the weather conditions, depending on the people, depending. So if you want to compare it, the quality definitely would be better in US. The reason being because US has a number of, there are 100 plus flying schools over in US. So comparatively, you have more options to explore over there, and depending on your need and your financial budget, there are things. So, but if I just want to see South Africa, also many people maybe have a myth that South Africa has this problem, that problem. But yes, there are myths, but there are actual flying schools also who the students, even our students, few of them are doing their training and they are happy. So it all depends. Now there is one person into the sphere. Okay, you didn't include the cost of type rating, I guess. See, I would like to answer you that the type rating nowadays is not a mandatory requirement. Type rating is a thing which, according to you want to do it or you don't want to do it. That depends on you. Even now, if you see in the aviation, there are many people who are, actually, when the airlines come up with vacancies, they have a separate exams for type rated one, and there are separate exams for a CPL holders as one. So type rating, if I tell you in simple way, that when you do a CPL, it's like a graduation, and type rating when you do, it's like a master's. But let me tell you, both have their pros and cons. If you are a CPL holder giving the papers, maybe there are 1,000 people who are sitting to give the exam, but the level of standard would not be that high. So there are maximum chances that you would be able to get selected. But when we talk about, let's say, for type rated, whether you are in Airbus, Boeing, ATR or any aircraft, in that case what happens is that even the competition, even just as per my knowledge, there are almost 400 plus type rated people. So even if you are competing with the other 400 people, but the problem occurs is that type rating is just a 2 months course. You would not be able to shift from a small aircraft directly to a big aircraft with all the knowledge. So maximum chances are that many people get failed in the simulator test because they are not able to perform well due to lack of knowledge. So yes, that's it. And yeah, so there is one more thing which is again into the sphere is asking, but only SpiceJet cadet program is currently open. Yes, due to COVID situations, see, this COVID is not has affected the aviation sector, it has affected all the sectors, maybe even the government sectors as well. But when we talk about the programs, what I told you are the airlines what are conducting the programs, and even SpiceJet is the only one who has currently opened it, and the exams will be conducted soon, most probably within 2 to 3 months, as I expect. Okay, but it's not like that other airlines, the Indigo and the AirAsia will not be conducting that. They will also be conducting in the near future, and we will able to hear from them soon. There is one more question which is being asked by Rafiq Bijali. All right, I guess I am pronouncing the name right. So yeah, he is asking me, is there any discount for the fee for the ST or OBC caste? I will tell you, if you are opting for the government schools, they might be have a chance to give you a discount. But yes, if you are in the airlines, and let's say for Air India, if I say, if you are when wherever you apply for your like the airlines exam, like SC they give you also the relaxation in the age. But for the fees, it depends on academy to academy. They can or they cannot. So the next question is, there is again Akshay who is asking, share your personal Instagram ID. Akshay, just to tell you, because this is something which is in a official and personal level, if you want to contact us, you can contact us in Instagram. And there is one more person whose name is Punjabi Kudi. Hello, Punjabi Kudi. And what is the training fees? So the training fees, as I mentioned you earlier, which is the most repeated question, for the ground training, depending on academies to academies, they might be charging around 1.5 to 2.5 or 3 lakhs. And when I say about flying training, which is actually done by your any flying school where you go, that depends on flying school to flying school. And again, it is around 25 to 50. It can be cheaper, but it cannot be higher also. Okay, so it depends on you. And after medical, that has been asked by Dhavan Pratham. So after medical, what you have to do is just you have to do your ground training, and once you will be issued a medical certificate, is everything is clear, and after that you can continue your journey to become a pilot. Okay, this is a one very informative thing as of the moment. There will be vaccines for the crew. Definitely, every airlines they take care of their employees, and yes, the crews are like for the crews, even it's a crew or a ground crew or a cabin crew or the pilots or the flight crew. Everybody has the privilege which has been provided by the company, or they assist us with the vaccinations, because even now in the COVID times, there are major like the because we are flying as a pilot, even the cabin crews, even everybody as a team work. So we also have family at home, so we have to be vaccinated. We also have to take special precautions as well. Uh, there is one more daughter of Reddy. Is there any internship? So any internship means that there is no internship. There is directly once you have done your with your commercial pilot training, you would be going for your airlines, and they are the one who would be doing your things, and they will be the one to take care. Okay, there is one more question by Dhavan Pratham. Cheapest training. So, if you talk about India, Dhavan, the cheapest training is 10 lakh rupees, which is shocking price, but that's for Bihar flying school. It is so that is a government school which is taking like on an average. I am telling you for the people who belong from Bihar. So they are charging 10 lakhs, and if you are an outsider, still that is cheap. That come around around 20 lakhs maximum. And again, the same question by Shilok, that what will be the cost for CPL in US altogether amount? As I told you, Ashok, because the living expense over there is a little higher. Let's say if you are going for the flying, the rent, like if you have to do a rent a place, so in that case, that has to be around comes around 600 to 700, or it depends. But on an average, around 40,000, like 40 lakhs of rupees would be more than enough, including your going, coming back, depending on a decent flying school. There is one more person who is saying Ash Jusena. So she is asking me, tell me about the loan. Yes, many people they are asking that we have financial issues and everything. So in that case, I just want to tell you, which is sorry to inform you, but in this aviation field, generally there is no like only the bank can give you loan again your mortgage, but there is no like before it was happening that the government is also paying for your fees if you are clearing the papers in some states like say Northeast or your Karnataka government, they were helping you out. But as of the moment, you have to do everything on your own. Okay, so it would be my suggestion also to all the people who are listening and watching this, that if ever you don't have the financial capability, and it's like a very risk taking for you to apply for the, or you want to go for the training, so I would suggest you, so don't come into this field until and unless you have a financial backup. Don't put your parents or anyone in problem because of this. So only when you have a sufficient amount of, let's say, around 30 to 35 lakhs, you can bear, okay, without any danger to anyone or problem, I mean to say. Okay, so only in that case you should join it, otherwise you should leave it. And so yeah, uh, guys, just wait. There is again a funny question. Will a 6 feet guy be able to fit in a Cessna 152 comfortably? In that case, I'll just tell you yes, the 6 feet guy can, but yes, not to the comfort that where you will be very, easily sitting over there. Because for a 6 feet guy, it's a little. So I would suggest you if you are flying a 152, better shift to the 172. Now, into the sphere, I wasted more than 1 year for Indigo CPP. I'm not able to get what's the meaning of CPP, but I believe it's a credit program if you're talking about. Indigo, yes, they have a lot of vacancies, and yes, you have to wait also if ever, even if you are cleared. But the thing is that you're also getting a job assurity as well if you are doing a cadet program. So if you are talking about right now about the COVID situation, so every airline, whether it's a working pilot or not, because the passengers load is less, it's basically a chain what we are having. So if the passengers are less, the planes will not fly. The company also has to bear the expenses. So this is like a waiting period. But this will everything. I think 2 to 3 weeks back there was a recent news that till 2025 you require more than, which is the exact which I remember is now 9,844 pilots. Okay, so that is like the thing, and we believe that if the Jet Airways and the Akasa and the previous, the SpiceJet, Boeing 737 Max and the Airbus A320, they come into the role, so things would be very better. Now, there is one more question. Everybody is in the dilemma that because the aviation industry is bad, many people who are aspiring pilots and they also want to join, but due to financial issues or due to the present scenario, that the aviation sector, especially being a pilot, is good or not. So I want to tell you all the guys that this thing, nothing is permanent. Everything comes and everything changes. So as of the moment, nobody knows Corona would happen, but it happened. Okay, which is affecting again all the sectors. But this is not that it will remain for the lifetime. Things will also get good. Okay, so there are many jobs which you can search also in the Google and everything. Many jobs came between 2015 to 2019, and again same thing happens. Will happen now. But the thing is when we have to wait, because I cannot tell you what will happen in the next year. If the corona is like gone, or like if the everything come back on track, so in that case, yes, things would get better, and again we will hear that lot of job vacancies are there and this and that. So it also depends. And yeah, so an article which I said this is from Flying Zephyr. Sir, I am a pilot aspirant. Recently saw a news cutting of Hindustan Times definitely saying that Indian Airlines need to hire 17,000 pilots in 10 years. That's true. That's true actually. Because if the planes are coming, they need pilot, they need engineers, they need ground staff, they need cargo people, they need all the flight dispatchers, they need everyone. Okay. So if that thing is done, yes, this thing will also be done. So now, medical life, there is one person, Rakit Trivedi, asking medical line for students airline required. So yes, there are aviation doctors as well, but that depends on the airline criteria, that whether they are hiring vacancy for airline or not. So I hope guys, this is a lot of lot of information as far as I can tell you as of the moment I have done it. So in future, again, my name is Saurabh, and if you want to ask me any other questions, we will be doing live sessions from time to time. And our company is Nexus Aviation India, which is again located in New Delhi. So if you want to call us personally on the official number, so it would be advisable to do that, because I cannot tell all the people a lot of things as of the moment. So that's it for today. I hope guys you like the things, and thank you for your time, and I'll see you soon. All right.